I'm speaking to you on day 5 of our space camp here in Alabama to give you the video blog for yesterday. Oh, there's a nice breeze. It's very, very hot here in Alabama. I think we're on about 34 degrees today. We had a great day yesterday. We started with an engineering challenge. We went to a workshop and learned all about heat shields and how they work for capsules re-entering Earth when they heat up, when they hit the atmosphere. We compared different heat shields that we used on the Apollo missions and on the shuttles, looked at how the tiles were made on the shuttles, and then using that knowledge we were given a challenge to build an effective heat shield to protect our extronaut, a raw egg that represented the astronaut. Once we built our shields, we came outside to test them using a blowtorch. So each raw egg was positioned in a special holder with the shield in front and then blasted with a blowtorch for 3 minutes. We had 8 different groups doing it. We thought we'd done quite well. We did a bit of research on the internet about how the heat shields were made on the Apollo missions and sort of used that to influence our design. And so we started the testing, and so group after group tested them, and they did quite a good job, and they kept checking the egg temperature to make sure it not got too hot, and I think we were second from last to be tested, and unfortunately our shield completely fell apart, and we toasted our extronaut. And the finishing part of the challenge, other than we did see that he had caught fire, was to break open the eggs and see whether our extranauts had been cooked or not, and ours was the only one that had been cooked. But it's okay. It was a learning experience, and I can tell you now that when I get back to Shrubland Street and we do this, I shall be cooking no more extranauts. I know the right way to do it, but I shall keep that to myself. So that was our first challenge. Great, and definitely something I can move back into the classroom, obviously with some risks assessments needing to be done, but it should be a really, really fun thing for the children to have a go at back at school. We went from there to do our second and final mission, so the mission we did the other day was a shuttle mission. This one was using the new system, the space launch system with the Orion capsule, and also this time I wasn't in mission control, this time I was on the space vehicle. So I sat in an Orion capsule, exactly made up with all the switches and controls and seats as you would see in a real one. We launched into space. We got the Orion capsule up into space in orbit around the moon. And then from there, myself and 3 of my teammates transferred to the LIM, and we landed on the moon, where we did a swap over with astronauts staying at the lunar station called Rising Star. They came onto our LIM and to go home, and we went onto Rising Star, which was going to be our home for some time. And while we were there, we put on the full white suits and helmets to go and do a spacewalk to go and fix one of the modules of the broken Aurora lunar settlement. So we put on the suits, which was great fun, a little bit difficult to move in, very, very hot, even though they had ice packs in. And we went for our spacewalk to the Aurora, and then I had some jobs to do there as part of the team. We all had different jobs to do for fixing up. I had to change a window and change some burnt out circuit boards, so that was really tricky, actually doing little things with the gloves on and the kit. So that's something I think we could incorporate actually into some activities we do back at school as well. But the missions just have been phenomenal, so exciting, so realistic. You know, the scripting all sort of matches events that will happen, the control panels are the same, and it really gives you an appreciation of what's involved in these missions, the time involved in the missions, but also how many other people are involved. You know, if you're really, really interested in space, and it's as a child, and you think, oh, I really like to do that, but you know, I'm not really cut out for being an astronaut. There are just thousands of different jobs in the background that are involved in each mission and in developing the technologies that go on board. And I think we've really got an appreciation for that this week, that this is an area of engineering and science where there are lots and lots of opportunities, depending on what your academic strengths are or interests. So the mission was great, absolutely loved it. We didn't leave anybody behind, nobody got killed, all good. Everyone home safely. So we did that, and then we had another engineering challenge, this time extranaut again, but to do a lander. So we considered landing a lunar buggy onto no, it wasn't an extranaut, it was just a lander. We landed a lunar buggy onto the surface of Mars to go and explore. So we had to build the lunar buggy. No, we didn't have to carry the extranaut, sorry, I'm getting tired now. So we built a lunar model, the lunar buggy to carry our astronaut and drive around on the surface of Mars, but then we also had to build the lander for it to be dropped from orbit onto Mars. So yeah, we did that challenge and we did brilliantly. When I get back to school I shall show you the video of that, but we were really successful in all of that and scored high marks, hit the target for landing, everything went smoothly. So that made a change for some of our missions that have gone a little bit wrong. I'm trying to remember what we did next. I've written myself a quick checklist. There we go. Okay, so the next thing after that was, we came back to our rockets. If you remember the other day I mentioned that we'd made rockets. We went out to the rocket field and we launched them with a proper protective screen. Everybody had to stand behind, and when it was your go, you'd go out and press the red button and up in the air. I have a video of that too. Very exciting. But I've learned an awful lot about real rockets. We do a lot of rocket shooting at Shrubland Street, but we use the water rockets. These we're using proper engines, and I feel quite confident that I know how to do that now. And also I've been looking for suppliers in the UK to get the parts. So coming your way soon, Shrubland Street, we shall be launching some real rockets. I've also found some rocket clubs that are near us where we might be able to get some experts to come and help us with that. So then we went and had a robotics lab, which was Lego Mindstorms. So I already knew obviously about the Mindstorms because we used it back at school, but it was good to work with other people who hadn't used them before and to talk about ways in which they can be used to engage in space science and space education, because robotics is so important in this area of science, because so many of the missions to space are completely robotically controlled. They're not manned missions that we always send robots before people to check things out. So really relevant area of computing and technology, and so we had a session looking at that too, and we had some free time to look around the museum here, which is excellent, looking at the history of space travel, the history of the space suit. A great exhibition here all about the shuttle as well, so we enjoyed that. And they have a climbing wall over there, which is Olympus Mons, the tallest mountain in the solar system. And so just to finish off the day, I went up a climbing wall and then came down again. That was terrifying, but I did it. I was very brave. The photos aren't very flattering, so you might not see that, but that was day 4, and so I'm back to get on with the activities for day 5. We graduate at the end of today, our space camp, so one last day and then I'll be heading back home tomorrow. So see you all soon, and bye.